All right, here we go. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hangin with Matty D. It is Saturday, Memorial Day weekend, the 26th, I think it is. But I have a guy in the house who I reached out to about 2 months ago, I want to say. Yeah, probably about 2 months ago. And we met over some wings down in North Park. But he's a social media guru, content creator. He does a little bit of it all. But Mr. Jarnard Sutton, he runs the Nardcast here in San Diego. And what's up, man?
What's up, dude? Love that introduction, man.
I try. Yeah. But so I reached out to him. We became pretty quick friends, I guess you could say. And we've just been going back and forth. But so you do something that I find really cool.
What's that?
In the city. We'll get right into it, which I think has been picking up a lot of momentum. But you do Behind the Stick.
Yeah.
Which is creating craft. It's showing. We'll get into it.
It's just showing basically bartenders in their zone creating craft cocktails. I like to drink, but I don't know how to mix the cocktail. So I like to surround myself around people who are actually like skilled at something or passionate about something that they do. So I take my skill set, which is the video element, and bring my skill set to people who are passionate about whatever it is they're doing. Yeah. And with that, I like to be able to feature a bartender, hear their story while they're creating a cocktail that they've made on the menu at that specific bar or restaurant.
So is it their favorite cocktail?
Generally, yeah. Or something they made that they're really proud of and that they want to kind of promote or something like that.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like watching the videos because they're like not too long, but they're specific. They're like, it's the meat and potatoes of what I want to see in it.
Right. Yeah, it's just basically from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's just like a minute worth of a bartender making a cocktail. But then it's like I like to make it kind of ratchet, with the music.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like it's got like its own vibe. And sometimes I have to warn people. I'm like, oh, by the way, it's not going to be catered to your bar. It's just going to be pretty ratchet music, like pretty trap house style.
But it should be like they give it a little spice.
Yeah.
You want it attracts people.
Yeah, you want it upbeat, nice, and quick and fast.
Exactly. Because they're like, what, a minute long, 30 seconds?
The social media version is like a minute long.
Oh, and then you do the full thing on YouTube.
Yeah, full video where they talk a little bit about the cocktail and how to make it.
Do you find more people watch the YouTube video or do?
I think more people watch the social video.
Yeah, the
social
quick
media
1
video.
minute.
Yeah, the quick 1 minute. Only because it's for me, I'm having trouble trying to get people from Instagram to the actual website.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard.
It is hard, dude.
And I think people would learn more about the bartender. They'll learn more about the cocktail or restaurant if they go to the website. Because with the social media platform, you can only do but so much in 1 minute. So my thing is creating the cocktail, I think, is the most visually attractive part of the whole piece.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because when you go to the website, you get the article, you get the Q&A about the bartender, the Q&A about the cocktail, plus the extended video of the bartender making the cocktail.
That's interesting, man.
But I love it, man. I've been doing that for like 2 years now.
Well, you started out doing 2 years for Behind the Stick, right?
2 years for Behind the Stick.
Was that when you started the Nardcast?
No, the Narcast is almost 10 years old now. Narcast generally started out as a podcast. Okay. Which is why I called it a Narcast.
Well, we talked about this, but go into it.
Yeah. So I was just, working at a desk job back in like 2008 or 2006 when I moved out here. And I was kind of moved out here because I wanted to get into radio and television. Maybe running camera, doing audio for television, and maybe just working my way up in the radio world, whether it's just interning, writing scripts or giving the producers coffee, whatever it is, or producing a show. Because I used to do radio at like a gospel radio station in Goldsboro, where I'm from. And so when I moved out here, it was like, well, I don't have that much experience, but I kind of want to get into radio. So when I got into San Diego, I landed this insurance job, which is a desk job, and trying to like apply for jobs and realize like, oh man, they want like 2 years of experience on air and yada yada, and all I had was 3 months. And so I was like, well, if I can't be on the radio in San Diego in a big city, I'm just going to create that opportunity for myself, which was at first just creating a bunch of songs as a playlist and then just putting them all together and then playing it back as if I DJ'd it or mixed it or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, because, everybody had those iPhone shuffles or whatever or iPod shuffles. And after a while, you're like listening to and after a while, you're listening to songs that you're like, man, why is this even on my playlist? Yeah. So I find myself always clicking next and stuff. So I was like, you know what, let me just create like this really cool playlist and play it back. So I started doing that, and then all of a sudden I was like, I think it'd be really cool if I introduced the songs. Like, hey, coming up, we have Radiohead's All I Need, off the Kid A album or whatever album it was on. And then I started introducing the song, and I was like, you know what, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll introduce, or then I was like, well, maybe I'll let people hear this, like maybe because I was listening to podcasts way back in 2008 too.
Before the boom.
Before the boom. So I was like, man, what is this podcast thing? And so that's what I did. I was making little CDs and sending it out to my friends, my coworkers. Hey, listen to my podcast. I think it's gonna be really cool. And so the first 3 episodes were basically just top 40 or whatever my favorite artists were at the time.
So you were kind of like a disc jockey, essentially.
Yeah.
But not at a radio station.
Not at a radio station. Just doing it myself. Because there was only a few here in San Diego. Not even a few. Like a couple that were doing it. Like Alan Bear was one of the podcasts that I was listening to. Same thing, just like a music playlist platform. But I didn't want to take that idea because it was I wanted to do a little bit more, have more of a personality. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll start interviewing people here in San Diego that are in bands or whatever. Yeah. So I added that element to the podcast. And then again, burning CDs. No one knew how to go to iTunes and download it. So I was I would make CDs. I'll go buy a pack of 25.
Oh, blank discs.
Yeah, blank disc, and literally burn my 60-minute podcast onto a disc and just hand them out at work, or put them on people's car windows and stuff.
Isn't it mind blowing how that's irrelevant now?
Yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah, CDs. Yeah.
But when it came, I remember when CDs came out. Well, I was probably
it's in the 90s.
Yeah, I was probably maybe 4th grade. Let's just say. And now it's just completely irrelevant to own a CD. My car doesn't even have a CD player in it.
Yeah, mine does. Actually, my car doesn't have a CD player. It has a tape deck. That's how old my Miata is. Yeah, my Miata. So I have to put in a Bluetooth cassette tape just to play songs on my phone.
Does it have the wire?
Yeah. No, it's Bluetooth.
The cassette is a Bluetooth?
Yeah, so I put the cassette tape in the Bluetooth cassette tape, so it's wireless.
I remember people used to have the Bluetooth ones that you would plug into the you would plug it into the cigarette lighter or whatever.
I remember that was too.
Those ones sucked.
Yeah.
My favorite was the tape that had the wire coming out of the coming out of the cassette that you would plug into the that you would actually plug into the auxiliary of whatever. That was the best one.
I have one of those too because the Bluetooth cassette is battery powered, so I have to charge it when the battery dies on the tape.
Oh,
yeah, because it's wireless. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I got it from Urban Outfitters, I think.
They always have cool shit.
Yeah, so.
She always yells at me when I want to go in there. I was like, they got fucking cool shirts in there.
They really do.
They got everything.
CDs and vinyls.
Everything. They got the coolest shit because it's it's the ultimate hipster store.
Yeah, it's like a hipster store, yeah.
The ultimate hipster store.
Oh, you'll see me in there every once in a while.
Yeah, it's bad. They got good books, too, and stuff like that.
Yeah, bartender books and really weird, photograph books.
Yeah, but it's cool stuff.
Yeah,
it's
really
cool.
On
the coffee table.
Yeah, coffee table stuff. Yeah,
they got
it's really
Polaroid
cool,
cameras and shit like that. I don't know. I like Urban Outfitters. But you said gospel choir. I don't know. Did you gospel radio, which is obviously I don't want to sound racist, but gospel's directed, I think, a little bit more at the black church, black churches, right?
Yeah, it's a cross from obviously you have people say Christian music.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay,
but they sing it with soul.
Yeah, gospel's more like a soulful kind of thing. Exactly. I guess.
But so I don't know if you watched the Royal Wedding. Oh my god.
Oh, I heard about it though.
They had this gospel choir. I got chills, dude. They sang "Stand by Me." It was beautiful, dude. Whenever I hear shit, I have certain things, they just I don't want to say turn me on, but they something gets me.
Yeah.
And when they fucking sang that song, I was like, fuck, dude.
I think I heard about that.
You gotta
They had a black choir.
Oh my god.
And I just found out recently, because everybody's like, why is everybody so into this royal wedding thing? But I just realized that it's because the wife is, what's her name?
Meghan Markle.
Yeah, she's is she mixed or she's black?
Mixed. She's half and half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, maybe that makes sense if everybody's following this whole wedding thing, but then when I literally sat on Instagram for at least an hour going through. So I was like, man, this is addicting. Once you find out.
Oh, I got hooked.
Yeah, I got hooked too.
But,
I was like,
so the thing that's cool is, I guess I've got too deep into this, but so he's the way that I guess the throne works is he is now sixth to the heir to the throne. So Prince William has to, the Charles or whoever has to, the Queen has to die, Prince Charles has to die, and then William, his brother, becomes king, and then his 2 sons have to die or something.
Dang.
3 sons have to die. And his daughters all have to die for Prince Harry to even come.
Wow.
So they got to they got to do the royal wedding a little bit differently because they didn't have to uphold I guess all those standards.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of the things were, I think,
not as traditional,
like edgy, and not as traditional, where they had the gospel choir.
Yeah.
And instead of him wearing like the specific thing that they're supposed to wear, I thought it was pretty cool being a veteran is he wore the uniform from his unit that he served with. Because he's been to like Afghanistan multiple times because he was allowed to because he's not the heir to the throne or whatever. So he's done like a lot more badass shit. Cool. So it was cool. They got to like get married where they wanted to. They didn't have to like Pacific Islands, but that fucking choir, dude, they look like they were from. Dude, they look like they were from the Hunger Games. I swear. But the I don't know whatever you call the lady that like.
Like the conductor.
The conductor, with the thing. She looked like she had like silver hair, beautiful black woman, like beautiful, just fucking like. Oh, and they all were dressed so clean.
I'm gonna have to go.
Dude, we'll watch it after this, man. Dude, they were so good, man. But yeah, I thought that's why I wrote that down. I was like, oh, the gospel choir.
I'm telling you, like I grew up in church, and I don't know if I would say I'm like super religious or anything at this time in my life, but like back then, like. That was why you went to church. I mean, a lot of times, obviously for the word or whatever, they call it the word in the gospel language. But for the most part, it was that choir. Okay. Whether it was the senior choir, the main choir, or the children's choir, there's so many of them. But you go for the music because literally you're at a it feels like you're at a concert. Yeah. And I haven't found a gospel or a church that has that soulful. Have you ever been I'm not looking though.
Yeah, have you ever been to the Rock Church?
Yeah, I've been there.
Is that not like that? I thought that was more.
I feel like that's a little bit more like more like what is
modern,
like modern, but also a little bit more. Like the churches I used to go to were like maybe 40 people in there, and then you would go and they would go through do like announcements, and then they would have a choir, but it would be like more like wow. Like you're thrown by, but see now with the Rock Church, it's like you got the camera. Yeah, you got. You're fucking more distracted.
More Joel Osteen style kind of.
Yeah, they're on the stage, and then you have the subtitles, so you can sing along. It's just to me, it's like wow, like this is great. It's a great experience,
but it's not that. It's that homebody. I know what you mean.
And you're like way with you're like 80 seats back, like it's just crazy.
Yeah, man.
But it was mind blowing. It was honestly like a culture shock for me when I went. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like what they're doing over there at the Rock because the goal is to just to inspire people to give them a reason to I don't know, love life or whatever it is. Because some people need that need that element of their life and I like what they're doing because they are doing that for that group of people. But for me, it's like I need a little bit more intimate feel. Like I want to.
I know what you mean. No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So
if it's too big, it's you don't. Right. You're just another number. You feel.
But it works for some people.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not down in it. I think what they're doing is great.
Yeah, we have a lot of friends that go there and stuff like that. They love it.
So I'm not knocking it. It's just I come from a smaller church community back from the
You're
South.
From the Carolinas, right?
Yeah, Carolina. So
deep in the South. Oh yeah. So you got brought out here because you and your buddy went to UCLA for audios.
Well, it was for an for me. It was for an internship. Okay. We were taking kids over to. It was called U.S. Performing Arts. Big shout out to them because they're still doing their thing over there at UCLA. And so what we did was we would be mentors to these kids who are like traveling all over the world to come to this specific camp for like or either a week or for like 2 weeks. It's like anywhere from like theater dance to film. What was some other ones? Musical theater. Okay. And I think dance too. So what we would do is we'll take them to their class, and then they'll go and they'll do whatever that they want to do, whether it's singing or they're writing a film, and then we'll pick them up, take them to lunch, help them with their homework, or we'll be part of their films. Oh, okay. So we'll be like cast as extras or actors and actresses.
And these are all college?
These are all high school kids.
Oh, okay.
These are like from, I think, 9th grade to seniors. Okay. So this is all like a high school type of program. Every once in a while, they might get like an 8th grader who, obviously their parents are pretty wealthy, or they have like we would get kids that actually were from like famous people. Like, so.
Well, you're right there. You're in the heart of it.
Right. So yeah, so we moved out here after that, but I say that U.S. Performing Arts program was really inspiring for me because it was just everything that I wanted to do, and just seeing these kids have these tools at such an early age to me was inspiring too, and the fact that they looked up to us and we were just kids or guys or people just taking these kids to class. And then taking them back and then just like hanging out with them, doing recreational activities and stuff with them and stuff like that. So we really weren't teaching them anything, but we were like just being their mentor. Like if they were like, hey, how would you do this? Or what do you think of this scene? Or how's this scene? What do you think how we block the scene?
But it's good for you too because you're learning as well to teach or actually how to do it and stuff like that.
And then they encouraged us as mentors, if we wanted to, we can just sit in the class. As long as we're not distracting. Oh, that's really cool too, because now we can learn about whatever it is that they're learning too for free. Because they were actually paying us to kind of take them to class and stuff. Yeah, it was really awesome, man. That was a really cool experience.
Would you just find that like online, or would you?
Yeah, I was looking online because my buddy was doing camps too, and we were trying to find another camp to do because he actually went to a camp the following or the summer before we actually went in 2006.
Okay.
He went to one in Santa Barbara, and he was like, "Man, that was a great, fun experience, man. I would love to move out to LA or California in general and just do film if I could." And I was like, you know what? I want to move to San Diego, and let's just try and find another camp and just stay. Yeah. So that was the goal. The goal was we got one-way tickets to LA thinking we were going to stay, and we ended up not finding a job. But we came down to San Diego for like a couple days, looked for jobs, hung out. I was like, this is home. Like
you just felt it.
I felt it. I was like, man, this is way better than LA. I don't know what it is. I think because I was surrounded by the same people all the time. Like every time I go somewhere, like, oh, what do you do? So, I'm a bartender, but I'm a writer. Or I do this. I'm like, man, okay. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more challenging, and I feel like it would be more competitive trying to just do anything in the field. So when we came to San Diego, I was like, man, I'm meeting doctors. I'm meeting just regular people rather than the same.
Who's trying to make it
right. So then we didn't get a job. So I came home and I worked in retail for 3 months, and then I was working in radio. My mom knew somebody that was like, hey, we need somebody to just run the board. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's what I went to school for, do audio. Yeah. So I was like, that's cool. And the guy was like, well, occasionally you can, if you want, you can, you can maybe say the weather or something. So I did not think I was going to do well. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not have the passion to be on the radio. Like, that wasn't anything I ever wanted to do until I actually started doing it. And I think what helped me was, like, when people would call in, I'm like, yeah, I wake up every morning just because I like when you play our favorite song, or I like when you give us the weather reports, which was weird. So I started developing like a fan base, like these like old like black ladies calling in saying, "Hey, we like you're doing a great job."
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool. So it was like an ego boost.
Exactly.
Because my love language is affirmation, words of affirmation, or whatever, or words of something. So when people compliment me,
that's what she says mine is too.
Yeah. So when people compliment me, it's like I feel loved.
Yeah.
So anyway, then when we came back in like 3 months, we were traveling. We're flying back to San Diego.
Really?
Yeah, and then 2 years after that, I'm launching the Narcast because I'm sitting at a desk job, wishing I can. Bored, tired of hitting next on my iPhone, on my iPod Shuffle.
Yeah.
And before that, people start recognizing it. And
what sparked what sparked you to quit your job?
You talking about my most recent job?
Yeah, and do this full time.
Well, I didn't have a choice, actually. I got laid off. I was working over at Union Tribune. Big shout out to them for giving me all the skill sets.
The San Diego Union?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I worked at San Diego Union Tribune from 2012 to 2016.
Was that when they closed the one over in Mission Valley?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got laid off right before they moved downtown. Okay. And they actually hired me as a video editor, which I don't have that much. At that time, I didn't have much experience outside of college, editing video. And they also knew that I have a background of audio, and they needed an audio operator for their UTTV day. Remember, I don't know if you were here. Do you remember UTTV?
Vaguely.
Yeah, it was their network, their television network.
I don't think since I lived out here, you know what's crazy? I don't think I've had cable since I've moved
Really?
out here.
Yeah, you don't need it.
2014, I don't think I've had cable.
Yeah, I don't think you need it, to be quite honest with you.
We'll get into those shows later.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But okay, so you're at UT.
Yeah, so I was at UT for 4 years, and but I was part of the UT TV staff. So what ended up happening was I went from doing their live shows, doing their audio, to then being a video editor plus doing audio. So I'll be on the bench editing videos for the newscast, plural, and then I would go into the audio booth and do some audio for their live shows.
Oh, okay.
And then at some point there was an opportunity for me to produce. So I had produced a show called Night and Day with at the time it was Chris Cantori and Michelle Guerin, and then Chris Cantori and Amber Mesker. And then I did that for about a year before they canned that show.
Oh, okay.
And then they ended up canning UTTV in general, which made me become more of a writer. I was like, all right, well, I need to find my own niche. And
that'll keep me here, yeah.
Yeah, so at this time, I'm still doing the podcast. Like, I'm podcasting, I'm doing music. At this point, I've already launched In the Kitchen, San Diego, and I'm writing articles. I'm doing more like top Narcast concert picks and stuff like that, just to stay relevant with the scene. And long story short, from there, I started working with Discover SD, which is also a product of Union Tribune at the time.
Okay.
And so I was writing articles like San Diego This Weekend, top happy hour places for happy hour.
Yeah.
Then I launched Mixology 619, which was a behind the stick platform at first, because I had originally launched Behind the Stick, but then I stopped it because I was like, oh, well, they want me to do more video, so I ended up doing Mixology 619 for Union Tribune and Discover SD. But before that, it was called Meet Your Bartender, so we were doing Meet Your Bartender.
That's lame, dude.
Yeah, so...
That's a lame title.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wow. I mean, so anyway, big shout out to Discover. Like I said, big shout out to them for giving me the skill sets, but... So once I was writing, doing all that stuff, doing video. I was also like a reporter, kind of. Like I was doing this thing called New Music Tuesdays, where I would introduce the viewers to the music that was happening on Tuesday. It's now Fridays, obviously, but new music used to come out on Tuesday.
Okay. And
so I would like say, hey, these are the songs coming out, and it was like video platform. So I would be the host, and then I would host it, have someone shoot my stand-ups. And then I'll go into the bench, I'll edit the video, and then I'll write the article as well. And then embed the video into the article. No one else was doing that but me.
Okay.
Like, I was the only one that had to produce my own videos and write my own articles.
At Discover S?
At Discover and Union Tribune.
Okay, nobody was doing that there.
Not like I was. Not how I was. Like, no one was like, had their own articles like San Diego This Weekend, Music Out This Week, top concerts, and then also have to turn around like an article plus a video for Mixology 619.
Okay.
And be a host for your own New Music Out This Week thing that I ended up canning because it was just too much work.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was working for Discover SD for about 2 years, right before they put Pacific Magazine and Discover SD together. They're together now. Okay. Yeah. So it's Pacific Magazine, Discover SD, but it's specifically now
Pacific's killing it.
They're doing great.
They got Macklemore on the cover this month. I think Pacific's.
I thought it was the Margarita. Are they not doing like Margarita month or something?
Oh, I thought Macklemore was on the cover.
Maybe
June's issue's got Macklemore on it.
Yeah, don't get it confused with San Diego Magazine.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Pacific. Why they like feud? Do they feud?
No, I don't know. Just kidding.
I bet they do. Dude.
You would be amazed. Like, I mean, there's not really a lot of feuding, to be quite honest with you, in the industry. Maybe now that I'm out of that kind of that scene, maybe I don't know too much about it anymore. But I know, like City Beat used to have a thing with San Diego Union Tribune, I think, at one point. But anyway, so long story short, I mean, they had a bunch of layoffs. Like, everybody from UTTV got laid off at one point. I made the cut. That's why I started out working and writing articles for Discover SD. Then they started laying people off at Discover SD, made the cut, but I was on two budgets. I was on Discover SD's budget and also Union Tribune budget. And then after that, they finally laid me off. But I was already doing all right. I was kind of freelancing a little bit. So once they laid me off, I shot out a bunch of emails to all the PR people that I knew. I was like, hey, going Narcast full time. Just got laid off at Union Tribune. I'm going to go strong with my Behind the Stick. So keep sending me ideas for that. I'm going to go full time with the In the Kitchen. I'm going to write. And I'm going to start freelancing. So be on a lookout for my rate sheet, because I'm going to start doing photography and videography full time. And I did that for a year and realized that, wow, like I'm able to kind of get by. And then last April, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make this a business. I'm gonna go ahead and get my LLC for Narcast Media, so that way I can kind of expand, hire people, and be just a company, and expand slowly but surely.
Exactly.
So my goal was, you know what? I don't want to ever have to work my ass off for someone, but they can still fire me. Like that day when I got laid off, I was like, I'm never ever gonna ever have anyone have. The only time they can fire me is if it's just that project and they're like, we don't want to deal with you anymore. And I'm like, you know what, great call, because I'm obviously probably don't want to deal with you.
Exactly.
If it ever comes to that, it's probably a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't
That's
want.
true.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I don't want to ever have my life or my work. I don't want no one to have control over, like, for them to be like, hey, you're fired tomorrow, or we're gonna lay you off tomorrow. I don't want anyone to have that power over me again.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do my own thing. I would rather struggle for a little bit, maybe not pay my car insurance for a month, just to know, like, wow, I get to go out and shoot cocktails, shoot food, hang out with clients that I actually want to work with, and create my own schedule.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing.
So it's awesome. It's not for everybody, of course. And yes, you do stress. Your blood pressure go up a little bit. You gain weight. You lose weight. You know, it's a roller coaster. But it's I rather do this knowing that my work, when I do work with people, will be more appreciated. And again, I am very grateful about my experiences over at Union Tribune. I mean, I love those guys over there, and Pacific is doing great. And big companies like that, they move on. They lose great people, and they keep pushing because they're a bigger brand. And I'm happy to be able to now just go full stream with the Narcast.
Would you ever? So what out of the Nardcast, what would you say is right now? I'm guessing Behind the Stick is the most successful thing coming out of that.
The most successful thing now, it was In the Kitchen, but In the Kitchen is a little bit more production element to it.
And In the Kitchen is behind the scenes with the chef, essentially?
Yeah, it's the same concept as Behind the Stick, but just with the food. And that one to me is a little bit more, challenging production-wise, and because a lot of this stuff is a hobby, I get paid not a lot, but I get paid to shoot food. Like, so for me to do
just
that,
like the plates and stuff.
Or the video, I can film it too.
So
a lot of the times people hire me to do that. And I feel like sometimes it's a conflict of interest if I'm kind of doing that In the Kitchen thing, like as a hobby for free. And then a client might be like, well, you went over to that restaurant and did that one, but they didn't pay for it. Like, what's the deal with that? But we pay for ours. And then I have to explain, well, that was an editorial video, which means that came with like an article, and it's my product, not the client's product.
Oh, okay. So you're doing it for yourself rather than for the company.
Yeah, and I have complete 100% creative control over it. Like, I've had people email me from Behind the Stick saying, hey, that song doesn't really fit my personality. And I'm like, I'm nice. I'm like, just keep in mind this is a branded video. I try to keep the style similar to the brand, but maybe on the longer version, I'll like maybe play something a little bit more your style or something, just so that way.
People really come and say that stuff to
you?
me?
It's very rare, but it happens.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think I'd ever be able to do that. I feel like I would just be so flattered that somebody would want to shoot me and do, you know what I'm saying? Just in the sense, just my art is what they're doing. That's your art. And then you have the audacity to like come and tell somebody, hey man, that music just doesn't describe who I am.
But again, at the same time, it's like sometimes because I get a lot of help with the publicist too. I like to reach out to a lot of people. Like I think I had a great time over at Kindred. That's a situation where I'll reach out and then they'll see how stoked I am to be there, and then that situation is great. Like, Kendrick was like one of the favorite shoots that I've done, and actually the quality of the video came out great.
Because you're passionate.
Yeah, I'm passionate about it, and you can tell they're passionate about it too.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and that one was different because I was able to actually say, you know what, I'm gonna do a metal song this time, and then so we collabed. I was like, hey man, what do you guys think of this? And I was like, yeah, let's use that song. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, hey, keep in mind though, I do usually make it more urban, but I want to just switch it off because I've been reaching out for you guys for a long time.
Exactly,
and I'm really stoked. And I want to try something different with you guys. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And I had them pick the song. I was like, you know what you think of this metal song? And then they came back and was like, you know what? Let's do this one. I was like, all right, let's do it. So that's the only time where I feel like it's acceptable.
Yeah,
is if I reach out, I'm like, hey, let's just try something different.
So you don't make any. You're not making profit off Behind the Stick.
Not yet, but I am getting clients off of it. You see what I'm saying? Like,
so they'll be like, oh, you shoot Behind the Stick, and then can you do this? We'll pay you to do this photo shoot or whatever. Oh,
sometimes, or it's just a partnership that I might get. Like for example, I've done an in the kitchen with back in the day with Greystone. Okay. And then all of a sudden that ended up becoming like, hey, could you shoot some photos for social media or something? Mm-hmm. And so then I will go in, and now they're hiring me to do their photos. Yeah. And stuff like that.
That's good.
So it's pretty cool. So I think at that one time, to answer your question, I think In the Kitchen was probably the most successful one because it was, I think we have a larger, a larger community for the food scene versus the cocktail scene. Which is cool, but again, it's just like a lot more work to be a hobby, and it's just a little bit more challenging. But I think if I keep it up, I think I could definitely get way more exposure because it's just, you can go out there and they're born and raised and shoot them like making a steak or something. People will love that. No, I haven't. It's too expensive.
Hey, thank you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I hear great things about it, but I can't
We've had drinks there, but we haven't eaten there.
Yeah. I probably had an iced tea over there.
They got a badass. I like how they have the guys wearing they wear the white tuxedo tops, which they wear the servers. Yeah, they wear white tuxedo jackets. Mm-hmm. And then just black shorts and I think Converse.
How short are the shorts?
No, just like to the regular not like that. But like they wear like a sick like white tuxedo with a bow tie, and then just like a black pair of shorts. Yeah. And then I think they wear Converse, if I'm not mistaken.
What? Okay,
that's so it gives like it's really cool on the inside because they give a modern luxury. It's like Titanic meets Great Gatsby meets modern day.
Oh, okay.
That's the way I would describe it. I'm pretty sure they put a lot of money into the place, and the chef there is pretty well known. But it's like really cool because it's very classy, and they have pictures of like Eazy-E on the wall.
Really?
Yes.
The homie, rest in peace.
I know. That's awesome. It's really fucking cool.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm going to have to check it out. Yeah, maybe I'll at least stop by for a Bud Light or something. If
I'm not mistaken, they have. Sorry, you have to leave. The bathrooms, the toilet seats have like writing on. It's a fucking badass place.
All right,
I'm gonna tag them in this, and we're gonna fucking get dinner there.
Right. Maybe I'll do it behind the stick over there. Dude, you should.
They have
so
like
I can pop through.
The old school movie, like how you played not a cam. What did they play?
Oh, the one where they spin it.
Yeah, but it's like the two reels.
Yeah.
And like one's going and it's collecting the other one. They have those like behind.
And it projects on the screen.
Yeah, but there's nothing projecting. It's just like that place is cool.
All right, I'm gonna have to check it out, man.
Yeah.
I hear good things about them too.
Oh, phenomenal, dude! It's good. They're supposed to be the food's great there. And I forget what the chef's name is. I wrote it down because I wanted to get him on the podcast. But he's like very well known, and it's cool because the kitchen is an open kitchen, so you can see your food getting made.
It's tight.
Yeah,
it's dope. Cool. All right, I'm gonna have to hit them.
Yeah,
up, man.
Born and Raised is.
I actually wrote about them, but I just haven't been there.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? I just write about stuff.
That's smart though.
Yeah.
That's like the San Diego food girl, right?
Yeah. That's a big shout out. Yeah.
I shout her out on every episode.
Yeah.
She
loves
cool.
It,
but she's a good girl. She's a good girl. Gotta keep her name hush though.
I know. Yep. San Diego food girl.
Exactly. But so I know other than us having the common. Interest in this. We also have common interest in some shows.
Yes.
So, I know you haven't, but have you started watching Westworld?
I haven't, man. I gotta steal some HBO from somebody, man.
Dude, I gotta get you. You gotta get the Fire Stick, man.
That's right. You're telling me about that. All right, I'm gonna get the Fire Stick. I'm putting Westworld on my list.
Westworld.
There's another one you were mentioning too. It's an HBO show.
Silicon Valley. Is it Silicon Valley?
Is that one of your favorites? Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, I think, isn't it HBO show? You said Westworld.
Oh, Barry. Barry just started. Barry's pretty good. Game of Thrones, but
I gotta watch that one too.
You haven't watched Game of Thrones?
I just see. I don't know if I'm into that fantasy stuff.
I'm the same fucking way.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I can do it.
I'm the same way.
Westworld's kind of fantasy too, right?
Westworld's more. It's picture 50, 60 years in the future from now.
Okay.
I think is like the setting they're going for. But it is so good.
Is there like monsters and stuff? No. Or no, I'm thinking of Game of Thrones, right?
You don't know what Westworld is like. Picture you're a billionaire.
Yeah.
And there's this world where you go into and half the people in there are AI and you can do whatever the hell you want. You can fuck all the chicks.
Dang.
If you're a gay guy, you can fuck dudes. You can kill people. You can drink. You can.
Because they're all AI, so you can do whatever.
There's no rules, and you can't die.
That's
so if they shoot you, you don't die.
So what happens? You're just like
oh, and then
does it hurt?
Yeah, I think it hurts, but you don't die.
That's crazy.
But I'm not gonna. If you've seen the movie, you know there's different worlds. Mm-hmm. That doesn't open up till season 2 with this one, but it's a movie, and it was Josh Brolin. He's in like Sicario. He's in a bunch of movies. You'd recognize who. But his dad's an actor, and his dad was in the original one. It's a movie.
It's called Westworld.
Okay. And then they made a second one, which is called Future World.
Okay.
But it's.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's shitty. It's like a terrible movie.
All right, so I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that Fire Stick.
What are you watching now, though?
Well, right now, obviously, This Is Us is done. We're talking about it. We should do. I'm telling you, we should create our own podcast for it. But I feel like it's just too late now.
People have one. There's podcasts out there for it already.
Really?
Yeah, it's terrible.
See, obviously, it's obviously not as popular because I would have known about it by now.
You know what we need to do? The next big event, we have to just do a live broadcast. Just me and you. We'll just get the TV.
Yeah.
Whatever the royal wedding, whatever the fuck it is, dude.
Yeah. We should do that. I think that'd be dope.
Whatever the next big thing is, we'll do it.
All right.
But we're so.
All right. So This Is Us. Atlanta. I'm watching Atlanta season 2.
Watched that yet.
So great, man.
Yeah.
If you even
is that the one with
Childish Gambino?
Okay, he's the one who like writes it.
He's a writer and he's in it too.
Okay.
And then the guy that was in Get Out. No.
The main character.
No, he's not in it. Yeah, he is. He's in it too. He was the one that not the main character.
I know who you're talking about, the tall, skinny guy.
Yeah, tall, skinny guy, because he's in another movie too. I just recently saw him in.
He's in a bunch of movies.
Yeah. He had a hat on, I think, and he was one of the guys that got converted.
Yeah.
And he's like, get out. Yeah, that's a great film.
He's like, hey, what's up? It's good to see you.
Yeah.
And then he's like, how are you? And
yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So I'm telling you, if you haven't watched that, you should watch. It's on Hulu, first season. It's so good, man.
There's only one season of it?
Well, it's 2 seasons now. I think they just wrapped up the season 2.
Okay.
But it's not on it's not streaming yet.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to at least just catch up, season 1's great, man. You can watch it. Literally, I watched it all in one day.
Oh, is it 30-minute episodes?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh, so it's like 22 minutes on
Hulu
or whatever.
You can easily fly through them, man. Because they're so good. It's like, man, that was good. Then you just want to watch the next one.
Atlanta, I got to check that out. I've only heard good things. Do you watch Billions?
Never even heard of it.
I've heard Billions is like really.
Is that on Hulu?
No, I think Billions is on Showtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't watch a lot of Showtime shows.
Yeah, I watch I'm Dying Up Here.
Okay.
Which is about comedy.
Okay.
I like that one.
All right. See, I gotta step my game up, man. I feel like I'm slacking since the last time I talked to you.
Whenever I talk about these shows, though, I'm like, do I have too much time on my hands that we're watching too many fucking shows?
If you think about it, like, especially if you're watching something like This Is Us, that's like once a week. And for an hour out of your day, which is usually around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, you know?
Yeah.
If you're a crazy workaholic like myself, you might be working at 10 o'clock at night. But for most people, they're about to go to bed around that time, you know? So I don't think that means you're watching too much TV. Yeah, and it's the weekend. Like, treat yourself to 2 hours of your favorite show.
Yeah, we watch Sunday nights. That's when we watch the shows. Mm-hmm. We gotta watch Fahrenheit 451. Have you?
I saw the
trailer for
trailer for it. Yeah.
What's his name? Michael B. Anthony, is that?
Yeah, he's in that, and he's doing good. He's killing it, dude. He's killing it. You're gonna hate me, but I haven't seen Black Panther yet.
Neither have I.
Okay. I'm just gonna wait till it comes out on.
It's
Netflix
on the stick, dog.
Oh, it's on the stick already.
I gotta get you the stick.
All right, I'm getting it, man.
I'm telling you, it's the best $40.
So you buy it, and then you have to have somebody crack it for you.
I do my stuff on it. I have my neighbor do it.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna get me one.
Literally takes 5 minutes, and it's everything you can think of. As long as you got internet, you're good.
Yeah. Is it they don't get virus? You can't get no viruses or anything on it, can you?
What, are they gonna get a virus on your TV?
Okay. I thought it was like a USB kind of thing,
yeah, you
right?
Plug it into your TV though. It just sits in the back of your TV. And you get a remote.
Okay.
It's literally like it takes your TV and you put the stick in and it makes your TV a smart TV.
Oh, okay.
But like the thing is, if you use the Amazon Fire Stick, you can't put
movies or something?
No, you can't watch like YouTube on the Fire Stick.
Oh,
which
okay,
sucks.
that's fine.
You
'Cause
used
I
to.
have a Blu-ray for that.
Yeah, but you used to, but now you can't anymore, which kind of sucks.
So what happens is, if there's a movie you want to watch, you have to download it first somewhere, and then.
So no, it's all on there.
Oh,
you just go.
okay.
So what it does is it links it to like a site, I guess. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for talking about this, but it links it to a site.
Yeah.
And then you just download it from whoever's like torrent, I guess, or whatever the fuck.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
Obviously, this show isn't sponsored by Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, this episode.
But yeah, no, it's pretty fucking it's good. She watches all her shows that she can't get on like Hulu or like if there's like shows like you said Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta
is not streaming. I bet you I can get season 2 on there because it's out already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So stuff like that, it's like really good for.
That's cool.
But yeah, I like it. But so Atlanta, what up? Just Atlanta.
I was watching Easy on Netflix. I love that show.
That's the one that like you don't have to.
You don't have to follow. Okay. But what's really cool about it is it's all in the same city. And you start recognizing other characters from another episode.
But they're not in the story.
But they're not in
like
the story.
In the background
Yeah. Or they might actually, one storyline might go into the next storyline. At least according to season 2. You might start seeing the same people, but now they're all like intermingling with each other. It's crazy. I love that show.
There was a show, I think it was on Netflix, and it was it was not Jordan Peele, Michael Scott Keaton.
Keegan?
Yeah, Michael Keegan.
Yeah.
Scott, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
He's I never know his name is.
Yeah, it's like something Keegan.
It's like Michael Scott Keegan or something like that. But he was in the show with like another. They're pretty well known people who are in the show, and I think it was called like Friends from High School or something like that.
Friends from High School.
And like it was really good, and I think they're coming out with a season 2, but it's like. All these like friends that are like married to like different people. They're fucking each other. It was like it was like really.
That's crazy.
It was interesting.
And what's it called?
It's like Friends from High School.
Friends from High School.
Something like that. Or we'll find out afterwards.
Yeah, I'm about to check that one out too. I like stuff like that where it's more like drama, makes you feel unease sometimes because of certain situations. Like that's why I like This Is Us because it makes you feel a certain way emotionally, whether you hate something or you like something or it's just like man like. I'm like crying happy tears.
But the storyline is
storyline's great, man. So good.
So good.
And every time you're thinking something's gonna happen, it doesn't happen the way you think it's gonna happen.
Exactly. They're keeping your toes.
Exactly. Like whenever the greatest example of this is when Jack was driving. I don't want to ruin it because I think people should definitely watch it.
And you think he's gonna drive us in.
He's driving. He's got the beer cans in there, and you're like, oh, that's it. That's where it's gonna happen, and it doesn't.
It's like, have you ever seen Hot Tub Time Machine? Have you ever seen that movie?
Mm-mm. I heard about it. So it's one of those like it's like an American Pie kind of thing.
Yeah, they go back in time, though, right? And
there's
this guy who doesn't have an arm, and they're like trying to figure out like because when they go back in time, the guy has both of his arms,
right?
And they're like. He does all these things. He's like juggling chainsaws and he misses one.
Yeah.
And like some guy's like, watch out. And the guy moves so his arm doesn't get cut. And like, why would you take that from me? Because they want to see how he lost his arm and stuff like that. That's funny. So it's like that Jack thing where you're like, you think he's going to die, but he's not. But it's pretty funny. That's a good movie if you haven't seen that one.
Okay.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
So this is a good show. There's good shows on Netflix.
Also throw in Lovesick. Lovesick's good. Love is good as well. It's all Netflix. I
love.
I'm not on 3rd season yet. I need to catch up.
I think that kid Paul Rust. I think he's gonna be the next Judd Apatow.
You think so?
For sure.
Yeah, because Apatow's coming up. He's producing.
Did you see? Oh, you don't have HBO, man.
Well, what?
The Gary Shandling Diaries.
Nah. All right, I'm gonna add it to my Fire Stick.
Dude,
list.
I'm telling you, man. I watch too much fucking TV. It's either I watch too much TV or I watch certain things get me like feeling a certain way.
Now, when you watch a show, how often does it take you to finish a season? Like, for example, when you watched, obviously Westworld, you can't watch it all and binge watch it because it's a weekly thing. But let's just say like a Netflix show.
Like Love, it's like what 8 episodes, 10 episodes, probably like a week and a half.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, not that long.
Oh, okay.
Why, you do it faster than that?
Yeah, see me, I can do a show. I can do a show in one day.
Yeah,
it depends on how good it is.
If it's raining out,
Like if I'm like right now, my roommate is watching Atypical. I don't know if you've seen that one. It's about the kid that's autistic.
Oh yeah, I saw that. The ending of that.
I haven't. I'm still on season 1, but
you didn't finish it yet.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's hard to follow for me. Maybe it's not my humor.
It's weird.
It's weird, but I also get autism. So whenever there's a situation where I know it's supposed to be funny from a person who maybe don't understand autism, to me it's like, oh, I get it, and it's not funny because I kind of get what he's saying.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And he's trying to date as an autistic person too, so he's like taking everything literally, which is funny, but my humor is a little different. It's not funny to me, obviously. I don't know, but I'm trying to follow that. So shows like that, it might take me a little longer. But shows like Everything Sucks, I can watch in one night. Mm-hmm. Or Easy, I can watch in one night.
All of them? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Or like Black Mirror, I can watch in like maybe 3 to 4 days. Because that's a little bit more intense.
Do you think the binge watching takes away from... like when we were younger, you'd have to wait.
You have to wait. You know? I like that. I like waiting.
And you're like, fuck, mm-hmm. I'm so aware of this one. It's just like, oh, I'll just watch the next one.
Yeah.
I do you miss that kind of like having to wait?
I miss it, and that's why I like shows like Walking Dead or like Westworld. You have to wait, and I never will say I'm gonna wait till This Is Us is fully done
and then watch it.
No, because it's like people are gonna ruin it. People are gonna be raving about something, and then people are gonna be hyping it, and then so by the time you even watch it, you're not even as excited anymore because it's almost been ruined for you.
Yeah.
That's why I like to be able to watch those live because it's like if you miss it, even if you're a week behind, someone's gonna say something online, But with these other Netflix shows like Black Mirror and Love and all those, I feel like they're great shows, but I feel like I think they're binge worthy.
Yeah.
Because it's like for me with Black Mirror, like it's a great show, but I don't think I need to wait weekly for a show like that.
Yeah.
Because that's just my opinion.
They don't connect.
Yeah.
So it's not. You're not holding true to anything.
Right. Now maybe Love that could be a good weekly show.
Yeah, but
that'd be so hard though.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's just shows that are binge watchable or binge worthy, and then there's just shows where it's like. Yeah, This Is Us could be binge watch worthy, but that would be a really hard show to binge watch in a way.
Yeah,
emotionally.
Yeah,
at least.
You're like this roller coaster, dude. You don't want that.
Yeah, maybe 2 episodes I can watch back to back.
Yeah, back to back.
That's it.
And I remember the show I was telling you about. I think it was Here and Now. It was about people who have porous mind and stuff like that. That's another HBO good one.
I have to watch that, man.
And then The Deuce too with James Franco, which is real. I like that one.
Okay, I'm not a big James Franco fan. The only time I really liked him in the older show I liked him in was
Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks, which also reminded me of Everything Sucks, which is another who produced that one? Everything Sucks. Because it has that same similarity. Have you seen that, right? The high school people.
I've seen Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, Freaks and Geeks is similar to Everything Sucks.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, you gotta watch that one. That's the one about the high school kids trying to put on that little film. But he likes the girl, but then it's such a good
I'll check that one out.
It's good.
Sucks?
Yeah, it's like a 90s version of Freaks and Geeks. Freaks and Geeks is in the 80s.
Yeah, I have to check that out.
Yeah.
Is it Apatow who produced?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it is him.
It's the same scheme. I think he did Freaks and Geeks.
He did Freaks and Geeks. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some
good stuff, man.
His mind is pretty fucking.
Yeah, I would love to meet him in person.
Yeah, he's
just
to
pick his
I was
brain.
gonna write him a letter, dude, after I watched the Gary Shandling. So Gary Shandling was like a famous comedian. He had a very creative mind, but I think he thought that he never lived up to his full potential. I think that's what Gary Shandling thought. But in everybody else's eyes, I think he really did. He was a phenomenal guy, actor, comedian, everything he did, producer, writer, and all the stuff. And Judd, I think, was his... Gary Shandling was Judd's mentor.
Okay.
And if you watch all the video, it's like a 4-hour documentary that he did. It's a 2-part series. And he did a phenomenal job, and just it's funny watching Judd before he really blew up, being under Gary Shandling and just learning his ways. And it's just they have that similar it's not the mainstream personality, but it's the think outside the box, and it's I don't give a fuck what people think. This is the way I think it should be done, and if you either like it or you don't like it, you know. And I think that's what makes people so successful. But I really like Judd Apatow.
Yeah, he's got to be one of my favorite producers. And along with whoever produced Parenthood is also on my list of favorites.
That's a good show.
So I want to say Parenthood, Friday Night Lights, and are like the same producers or writers or creators or whatever. And I almost thought that they actually produced and wrote This Is Us because it's so similar to the way it's shot and everything. I don't think it is. I'm gonna have to look into that, but I don't think This Is Us is part of the Friday Night Lights Parenthood crew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but man, it's such a good show, man.
Yeah,
It's a great show.
There's so many good TV shows out there, and there's probably so many that we haven't even like watched or even heard of.
Right. How you feel about documentaries, though? Because I know you were just talking about this one.
I'm a documentary buff, dude.
Did you see that the OJ, the making?
Yeah. Which one?
The one on the ESPN version.
Yeah. The 5-part series.
Yeah. That I'm gonna be honest with you. That by far is probably one of the. I mean, I like Making of a Murderer.
They won an award.
Did it?
I think they won an award.
Well, as they should, because that to me brought documentaries to a whole new level.
I think it yeah, exactly, and it put it on a whole new level. Like you need to do this to compete now.
Yeah, the way they produced that and how they put different scenarios together. Like this is what was going on while OJ was doing his thing.
Yeah.
There you got these riots here. This is what OJ is doing in his life.
Yeah, exactly.
You got some kid going to jail for shooting that lady at that gas station. Mm-hmm. This is what's going on in OJ's life. I just like how it was just like different scenarios, but then it comes in together.
Well, they also did a one prior to doing the OJ one, which was the day that they were trying to arrest OJ. Mm-hmm. And like all the different things that were happening.
Yeah,
and it was like a very big day. It's like whatever the day was, October something. But like 5 crazy sports things went on that day.
What was going on? Do you remember?
Oh, let me look it up right now, dude. Because it's super interesting.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And then while you do that, like I just want to just rave about this show is because it just gets you so into it because they have everything going on. Like they show, or you can hear like the tapes from the calls that she did, and then you can. It's just crazy. Like they show all these elements of the trial. They even had some of the jurors being interviewed too about it was crazy.
They had I think it was what was it? The people who were in the jury for that, because it was such a long trial, they weren't allowed to live at home. Mm-hmm. So they had to have people they only had certain days where their family can come in because they weren't allowed. Like they had to go shopping. Mm-hmm. I remember at one of the big things this was in the one with Cuba Gooding, but they were like, I don't want to shop at Ross Dress for Less, because it was a very mixed crowd because there's people from the urban community and people from Beverly Hills who had stupid amount of money. Right. And they're like, I don't want to fuck. It was
that's crazy,
dude. It was nuts though. But we'll come back to this while I'm looking for it. But they're also making a 10-part series about Michael Jordan.
Are they?
For Netflix's.
Wow.
That one's gonna be.
Yeah, they're doing one for R. Kelly too. I don't know about Netflix, but there's 2 R. Kelly documentaries that are gonna be happening. I don't think Netflix is doing it, but don't quote me on this, but I know there's 2 different networks producing their own version of R. Kelly, just R. Kelly in general, like from everything from I want to say it's Netflix, but I don't know. But everything from his almost just like the way OJ was, from his upbringing to the court stuff. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you they're going to interview those girls again for that he allegedly peed on and had sex with on those cameras. Mm-hmm. They're going to probably have interviews of them now. Could you imagine how old those girls are now? Because
he's what?
I don't know. He's like 50 something. He's got to be in his 50s for sure. And that happened when I was in high school when that came out. So I remember it was 2001, I think. So I think I was a senior. And I remember they were like, "Oh, R. Kelly's having sex with these girls. We found it on LimeWire." I'm like, "Nah, I'm not trying to download some kitty porn."
Fucking do that.
Yeah, remember LimeWire back in the day?
Yeah, LimeWire.
Or BearShare.
Yeah, BearShare too, dude. And then I used to download that MP3 thing that you would put your LimeWire songs into, but
just so that it can link up. It can be searchable,
and I could like change the screen cover.
Yeah,
I found it though.
Okay,
June 17th, 1994. That's the 30 for 30 episode. Is the name. So Arnold Palmer was playing his final round at the U.S. Open, the commencement of the 1994 FIFA World Cup, hosted by the United States for the first time. The New York Rangers celebrating their win in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Wow.
Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Houston Rockets and the New York Knicks. Ken Griffey Jr. tying Babe Ruth's record for the most home runs.
Was he on steroids? That's when they found out he was on steroids, probably.
And so, and then they were pursuing OJ to arrest him. This is all happening in the United States.
That's crazy.
That's why it was such like a huge day. I thought, and there was like so much other stuff. The U.S. Open and like all this other stuff was like going on, and I was like, fuck.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's a really cool episode because it entails like all the stuff going on.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
It just keeps going back to like the Broncos driving down the 5 or whatever it is.
So
with, like,
crazy.
30 cop cars behind it and stuff like that.
And I like how they show that whole because when you're watching it on live TV. I felt like with the documentary, I felt like they go more into it. Like they show way more footage than they did in the longest time. I feel like just seeing him parked at his house and you can hear them talking.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
It's crazy, dude. And how people were celebrating him and cheering him on. I was like, that's crazy.
Here's the real question, though. You think he did it?
I think he did it. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he did it. Like I think there's no way he could have been framed. You know, like I just think, on my opinion, I think he did it. I think just there was way too much evidence that, on my opinion, I think there was way too much evidence. And he's going to write a book about it if he did it. Did he do it by himself? That could be another question. Like, did he do it by himself? Did someone
he would have had people help him?
I don't know.
The thing that fucked me up the most was, I don't know how true this is, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty true. When they said that they fucking slit her throat like back to her spine.
Yeah, and they showed that shit. I don't
want to see that shit.
Yeah, but they showed it. They showed it in the documentary.
Right. You are right.
I was like, dang, they didn't blur that out.
Dude, you want to know what else I watched? Do you ever see the movie? Side note: 30 Seconds or Less. Have you ever seen that movie? Mm-mm. So it's on Netflix if you want to see it. But they this guy from like somewhere in Michigan, he delivered a pizza. He's like a 50-year-old pizza delivery guy, right? In like bumfuck Michigan or wherever it was, West Virginia. Delivers pizza. They put a fucking like a Saw. You ever seen the movie Saw? Mm-hmm. Like they put a thing on his neck that's a bomb. They got like, you got 30 seconds to finish this lift, so the bomb goes off. They fucking showed the thing explode on
neck?
Netflix. Yeah.
Damn.
They were like, it's
real. This is real life footage.
This is real, but I didn't know that I thought they just made a movie. Like, oh, it's like, oh, this is like a great like movie concept, but it really fucking happened. And then it goes like, I haven't finished it yet, but it goes like way deeper into it.
Dang.
But yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Dang, that's some Saw shit right there.
But you see it like right in the beginning. It's like, within the first like 20, 30
seconds.
So
how is it being filmed? Is he just got like a
It's
GoPro?
The camera foot. This is like 2000 and it's crazy because it's only like 2006.
Yeah.
I'm like, what was this, like 1990s?
Yeah.
No, it's 2006 or whatever it was. 2006, and you're like looking at it and the guy's like gets out of his car. It's like an old like little box.
Yeah.
He gets out of it and he's sitting there and they're like, he had to like go rob a bank and all that stuff.
Dang.
It was like a saw looking thing. And he's like, it's gonna go off. And
how did that shit
like,
get on his neck?
I think they gassed him or chloroform. He knocked out. He
Yeah.
woke up with it on, and they woke him up and like, you got 30 minutes to do this list. But I haven't finished it yet. There's so much more to the story about why they picked him.
I gotta write that one down.
Yeah,
That's like some Faces of Death.
But you see it right away. You see it. It's like the cops are all like this because they think he's like gonna like blow the place up. You know, I mean he's in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and they're like, it's gonna go off, and then boom, it fucking goes off. And then the biggest thing, like the family was pissed about, is they had to chop his fucking head off. To get the thing off.
Dang, just give him a proper burial.
Yeah, but they couldn't. Dang. Yeah, it was crazy, man.
That's crazy.
That's a good one to look into, though.
Whew, I feel like that's too intense for me.
It's
just you explaining that.
The first part, the first 20 minutes of it are like boom, and then the story. They go into the story, and the story really.
Okay. Did they find the people that actually?
I didn't finish
it.
I didn't finish it yet, so it's like it's.
I've never even heard that story.
You know, this is back up to documentaries. The Duplass brothers. do phenomenal documentaries. I don't know if you ever watched like The League, the show The League or anything like that. He's in a couple of movies, Mark Duplass, but him and his brother, they shoot these phenomenal documentaries.
Yeah.
It's just, there's so much good content that they put, and they hit all the questions that you want answered. Yeah. They put that into it, and it's just, they do a really good job, man.
And then what are some examples of their documentaries?
So they did, here, let me look it up. I know they did Wild Wild Country. They did, let's see.
Wild
they did
Country.
That one, Duplass Brothers document.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
They did some. They did one. Evil Genius is the one that it's called. That's the one that I was talking about with the pizza bombers. Yeah. What they called them.
Pizza bombers. Yeah. How haven't I never heard of that?
They're dude. They do.
Apparently they didn't do a lot of damage. They probably like what?
Yeah, it wasn't like anything crazy.
Like that, maybe that one dude, and that was probably as far as they got, or maybe they made.
No, they only did it for this one guy.
Oh, okay.
It was. Fuck.
The pizza bombers.
They did a couple of them, but the only one I don't know why it's not. Like,
remember that what is it, anthrax or whatever? Remember that scare?
Anthrax?
Remember that scare, anthrax scare?
Yeah.
I wonder if they ever found out who was sending that shit in the mail. You know, and they just stopped even caring about that.
I guess you just didn't hear about it.
Yeah, they just stopped covering it.
Yeah, they do. So they did Wild Wild Country. They did. Yeah, they did a couple, but yeah, let's get into those cards, dude.
Oh, what is this? A chat pack?
The chat pack, dude. You never heard? I
heard it on your last episode.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna start getting these, and then just fucking asking random questions. So I asked you one, you asked me. We just keep going back and forth, dude. We'll do like 4 of them. I might ask you first, though.
Okay.
You wanna know what's crazy? I picked when I first bought. I pulled one out. I was like, I don't like this question. I'm gonna put it in the back.
Yeah.
And Tanya last week, that's the first one she picked. I was like,
funny.
how did she pick that one?
That is funny.
All right, here we go. Ready? We're gonna do a chat pack. All right. Oh, this is a perfect one for you. In your opinion, which is the best piece of music ever written?
Wow. Like a piece of music. Man.
Or I would say that has the most meaning to you.
That's a good question. Man, there's so many good songs though. I'm a guitar player, bass player, tuba player, trombone player. So I'm going to say, man, you put me on the spot. There's so many good songs. I'm trying to think of a really good one. I'm going to go with Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix. It's just such a beautiful song.
Little Wing?
Yeah, Little Wing.
Okay.
It's just such a beautiful song. And I know it's a harder song to play too because it's got like some cool progressions with it.
Yeah.
And that song just resonates to me, like not lyrically, but just from when I always wanted to be a guitar player. Yeah, that was like one of the first songs where it was like, man, if I could play a song like that or Eruption by Van Halen, I think I'd be one of the greatest guitar players ever. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna definitely say Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix.
Cool. Man.
Musically.
Yeah.
Lyrically, it just varies. It depends on my mood.
I know what you mean. But that's a hard question to answer with just one thing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Jimi Hendrix, Little Wing.
Okay.
It's a great song. I love it. It's just got every component. He's singing in it. It's just soft, but it's just good melody. I love it. All right, I'm gonna go with Jimi Hendrix, Little Wing.
Cool,
all right,
man.
Put me on the spot on that one.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead, man. This is my favorite part. Oh, that's a long one. Here we go.
Yeah, what is your social security number? Just kidding.
I was like...
all right, suppose that instead of having a name, you had a number, and people would always refer to you as that number. What number would you want to take the place of your name? Parentheses, your number can have as many or as few digits as you would like. So what would you want people to call you in replace of your name in regards to a number, though? It has to be a number. It's crazy, right?
That's a fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
I'd go like either 88.
Yeah.
11. I wouldn't want to be 11 because then we want to fucking.
Stranger Things. Yeah.
Either 88 or 5. Because my birthday is 11/88. 11/11/88.
Okay.
So I would either do maybe 11/11.
Oh, okay, 11. That's be cool. Yeah, 11.
Yeah, people call me Lev or something like
Lev.
that.
Yeah, what up, Lev?
I don't know. I think,
Yeah.
that's a hard question.
Yeah,
man. Like,
you got to think why. Like, did you have a jersey number?
yeah, or
Like,
5.
yeah,
5 was
yeah.
my football. Like, my
Okay.
number in football. I always like choosing number 5, but I think probably 11.
Yeah.
Or like, I'd go 11 if
Yeah.
I had to answer that. That's a tough fucking question, man.
I'm gonna go with 99.
You go 99?
Yeah, only because like no one wants that number. Like, you know, if your jersey number was like 99, so I feel like you're like
Yeah,
that last
yeah,
or
yeah.
like, you know, like 0 or something.
Yeah. Some people like it though.
What, 99?
Yeah, I remember people
Was it
wanted that.
Gretzky? What was his number?
Gretzky was 99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he played for the Rangers that year. They won
Yeah,
the cup, right?
Yeah,
Didn't
they
he?
won the cup,
Okay.
and he played for the Kings. He got big with the Kings.
Yeah,
That's
that was his
That's
main.
what caused the boom of hockey
Yeah,
in Los
yeah,
Angeles.
yeah.
Was when the Kings came, and then
I used to have NHL like 94 on Nintendo back in the day, or Sega or something back in the day.
because he came from Edmonton, and then he went
to the LA Kings,
I think he
then
went to
Rangers.
the Kings, Rangers, and then I think he might
back?
have went back to the Kings. I'm not 100%.
I thought he retired as a Ranger.
He might have retired. As a
I don't.
Ranger,
I don't
though.
keep up with
Yeah,
hockey
I'm
like
not,
that. So
I should know that answer, but all right, we'll do one more. So let's see. If your life were, I don't like that one. Okay, what is one trip you have never taken but would really like to someday?
I'll be honest with you. It might sound cliche, but I've always wanted to go to like France. Never been to France yet, but I want to go to a place where it's not as touristy. Like I want that community.
Like the pastures or like a
Yeah,
village or something
you know,
like
just
that.
go somewhere where I can still get that like touristy stuff, but I want to like be more in like the French community.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean, man.
Yeah. So I would say somewhere in France. I think that'd be kind of cool.
We're going there in October.
Nice.
She's been hounding me
Going
for
to Paris?
3 years. Yeah, we're going to England and Paris.
Nice.
Her parents actually left today. They're flying into. They're going to like the north of France, though. So like
okay.
what you would like
Yeah.
small villages
Yeah,
and like
small
little towns
village,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. So I should be there. They should have a good time.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
going
yeah.
for
it's
like
gonna be
3
dope.
fucking weeks. They're going.
Dang, that's
I'm
gonna
only
be
going for
dope.
like fucking a week for both of them. So.
Yeah. So what are you guys gonna do? Obviously, do the sightseeing.
Yeah,
stuff.
just sightseeing.
Yeah.
So I've been to England a bunch of times. I've been
Yeah.
to Marseille, France when I was in the Navy.
Oh,
and then,
okay.
other than that, just probably just hang
Yeah.
out. Just do whatever she wants. I
Yeah.
can care less. Just
Okay.
get her off my back.
That's what's up.
Yeah, you up, dog?
What's that?
You're up, man.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, we'll do the last one, man.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Let's see. What is one piece of advice that you wish you could pass along to everyone else? That's a good one. That's actually a pretty good one.
One piece of advice. I always say it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission, but I don't think that would be my piece of advice that I always say relax too.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my thing. Relax.
Yeah.
Figure it out. I think let's see, piece of advice. I say don't let anybody tell you no. I'm gonna do like I'm gonna say don't let anybody ever tell you no if you really are passionate about it. You know, and they say don't let anyone ever tell you can't do something or anything like that if you're really passionate about it, which I think you can definitely agree on.
Yeah.
And I think if you're never gonna know like we'll go back to Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100 of the 99. What does he say? 100 or 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
And I think that would be my word of advice is if you are really passionate about something and you want to do something, just fucking go for it and see where it's going to take you because
true.
And that goes back to don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
And I think if you're passionate about something and you really want to take a chance with it, I'm not saying quit your job.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, just say screw it. I think if you really want something and you want to go after it.
Yeah,
Like, what's the worst that could happen is like you're not
Exactly.
doing it already, and if you do it and you
Right.
fail, you're just back to where you started. You're not doing any worse, or you're not doing any better. But you never know what can happen. You never know what doors are going to get open, and you never know where you're going to end up.
That's
So,
true. I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah, man.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that, too. I'm going to say, this is so cliche, but it's so true. My advice would be just live the day as if it was your last.
Okay.
Because, do you want to be on your deathbed saying, man, all I did today was I worked 10 plus hours on a job that I hated and didn't spend any time with my loved ones, or I never made that trip I wanted to make because I was so focused on trying to make that extra overtime dollar or whatever. So I always just say, it's some people it's hard to really to live that concept. But I just think if you just have that in the back of your head where it's like, I need to, even if I do work 8-hour day, an 8-hour day, I still need to make sure that I'm living up to my fulfillment of life. Yeah. Whether it's like, I'm going to go, after work, I'm going to go do something awesome. Yeah. You know, like even today, it's like, you know, podcasting, that's something we like doing, you know? So at least we're doing something that we're passionate about today, you know? So yeah, just freaking live life like it was your last, you know?
People, listen
Take those chances, you know?
Yeah, man.
It's not. I ain't gonna lie. It's not easy.
No, it's not. But you're never gonna know. You're never gonna know if you don't take that chance.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate you coming on here.
Man, this was fun. It was just way overdue, man.
Yeah, I know.
Way overdue.
But so if people want to follow the Nardcast and all that stuff, we're gonna tag you and everything. But just tell everyone how they can follow you.
Easy.
Again.
Just the Nardcast.com. Everything across the board: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Pornhub, whatever. It's all the Nardcast. So you can find me anywhere. The Nardcast.
Okay.
NARD cast.
All right,
That's
cool.
it.
Yeah, and we'll take it and everything. Put your website up and all that stuff.
Yeah, perfect.
But we appreciate you for gracing us with your presence, man. I'm
Let's
glad.
Go get some beer.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna go drink some beers and yeah, guys. Till next time. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Adios.